A pastel Polaroid camera lies abandoned on the wooden porch, its lens pointed toward the pitch-black lake, where moonlight shatters into jagged, icy fragments. Inside one final photo, a blurry streak of the water at dusk, as if it's hiding something. On the night of June 15th, 2025, Ava Martinez, an 18-year-old with 200,000 TikTok followers, stepped out of her family's lakeside cabin in Willow Creek, Ohio, and vanished into the darkness. What she left behind isn't just clues, it's a mystery that has haunted an entire town and the world beyond, unable to stop speculating. The biggest question isn't where she went, but this: what called her to the lake that night? And why did it know her name? Willow Creek, Ohio, at first glance, is the picture-perfect image of modern America. Tree-lined streets lead to Starbucks drive-thrus with endless lines, Tesla charging stations blinking green, and banners advertising the annual 4th of July VR fireworks show. But drive through town past the shops selling Willow Wraith t-shirts and faded missing person posters, and you'll feel something off. The forest surrounding the town, with its dense canopy blocking out light, seems to whisper. The lake at its heart, with its murky water and a faint sweet smell that drifts by, isn't a place locals linger. And then there are the stories, legends of the Willow Wraith, a spectral figure said to roam the woods, tied to vanishings that defy explanation. Over the past 50 years, 5 teenagers have disappeared in Willow Creek, all during summer, all near the lake. Town archives tell of a secretive 1970s cult that worshipped a lake spirit until a mysterious fire wiped them out. Locals don't like talking about it, but they also don't walk near the lake at night. For Ava, a young, ambitious high school graduate, Willow Creek wasn't just home, it was the stage for her summer reset project, a journey she shared with thousands of followers on X and TikTok. But that stage turned into a nightmare. Ava Martinez wasn't someone you'd easily forget. 18 years old with ombre-dyed hair and a Y2K thrift store aesthetic, she always carried her pink Polaroid camera like an extension of herself. Her TikTok videos, edited with pastel filters and ASMR campfire sounds, were a perfect blend of aesthetics and storytelling. She spun tales of big dreams, becoming a full-time content creator, studying media in college, and one day making a documentary about unsolved mysteries. But Ava wasn't just an influencer. She was the heart of her friend group, the one who organized late-night Discord hangouts, sharing wild ideas and making everyone laugh until their sides hurt. To her parents, she was their pride, a smart, independent girl who always knew what she wanted. But in the weeks before her disappearance, Ava was a little different. She became obsessed with the Willow Wraith legend, saving dozens of X posts about the town's ghostly tales. She joked with friends about ghost hunting for a TikTok video, but her smile didn't hide her unease. Her journal found later on, her laptop revealed a deeper Ava, a girl searching for meaning in her fast-paced life. She wrote about her summer reset, about wanting to slow down to find herself amidst the likes and comments. But the final entry, written the night she vanished, sends chills down the spine. I saw something by the lake. It wasn't human. I'm not scared, but I need to know. Her family's cabin, where she planned to film her project, sits a few miles from town, nestled between the forest and the lake. It's an Instagram dream, weathered wooden planks, misty windows, and a stillness broken only by the hum of insects. But at night, the cabin feels utterly isolated. No neighbors, no streetlights, just thick darkness and the lake's silent moonlit surface. The cabin's Ring doorbell camera, a common device in 2025. America captured Ava's final moments, a scene that made the world shudder. But I'll get to that later, because to understand this mystery, we need to know Ava wasn't alone. Ava's friend group was the first to realize she was gone. Ethan Chen, her best friend, is a tech prodigy with an AI art account that draws thousands of followers. He lived on Discord joking he'd hack the world to protect Ava. But when she didn't join their group call, his worry turned to panic. Zara Khan, a true crime podcast junkie, always carried earbuds and a notebook filled with case notes. She was the first to dig into Willow Creek's dark history, and her obsession with the case would change everything. Liam O'Connor, the last of the group, was a skeptic, puffing on mango THC vapes and scoffing at anything spooky. But even Liam couldn't explain what they found at the cabin the next morning. So, what happened to Ava? There are plenty of theories, and I'll break them down carefully because this is the kind of mystery American audiences love: stories that make you curious and creeped out at the same time. First, she could have been abducted. As an influencer, she was a public figure, and there are plenty of weirdos out there. The Ring footage shows a shadow, tall, thin, indistinct, flashing at the frame's edge. But if it was abduction, why no ransom? Why no trace beyond the lake? Second theory, Ava ran away. She once faked a haunted TikTok series for clout, and Liam thinks this could be another stunt. But her journal filled with anxious words and her Apple Watch logging a spiking heart rate before shutting off tell a different story. Third, an accident. The lake is deep and dangerous. She could have slipped. But if so, why no body? And what about the deep scratches on the cabin's back door? Fourth, and this one gives me chills, the Willow Wraith. Legend speaks of an entity in the woods, and Ava recorded a sound, a strange, unnatural hum that AI couldn't analyze. Finally, there's the possibility of a larger conspiracy tied to the town's old cult. But how could a group gone since the 70s connect to Ava? Honestly, I can't stop thinking about Ava and what she left behind. As a mystery investigator, I've seen plenty of cases, but something about this one unsettles me. I think Ava, with all her curiosity and drive, stumbled onto a secret Willow Creek buried long ago. Maybe it was a person, a group, or I hate to say it, but I have to something not of this world. More than that, this story reminds us of the power and danger of our online world, where a girl like Ava could touch millions, but also become a target without knowing it. To truly understand what happened, we need to go back to that fateful night when Ava stepped out of the cabin armed with her camera and courage. The clues she left from the Polaroid photo to the hum in the dark are the keys to unlocking this mystery. Let's dive into Ava's final hours and what they reveal about a town that never tells the whole truth. To truly grasp what happened to Ava Martinez, we need to return to that fateful night, June 15th, 2025, when she stepped out of the lakeside cabin in Willow Creek, carrying her Polaroid camera and a curiosity that may have led her to a horrific fate. Ava's final hours aren't just a sequence of events. They're a chilling canvas painted with strange clues, unexplainable sounds, and a shadow that seems to have been waiting for her by the lake. Let's walk through every moment, every clue, and the questions that make the world shiver. That night, Willow Creek was cloaked in an eerie stillness. No storm, no thunder, just pale moonlight spilling across the lake, highlighting tiny ripples as if something had stirred beneath. The Martinez family cabin, isolated amidst the forest, stood as a lone shadow among the trees. Inside, Ava was preparing for her summer reset project. She'd scheduled a Twitch stream for 8 p.m., but it never went live. Instead, she spent the evening editing videos, recording ASMR with her favorite mic, and writing in her journal on her laptop. But when the clock struck 11:47 p.m., everything changed. On Ava's laptop, found open on the kitchen table the next morning, was a Google Doc titled Summer Reset Journal. The final entry, timestamped at 11:47 p.m., is one that sends shivers down anyone's spine. I saw something by the lake. It wasn't human. I'm not scared, but I need to know. This wasn't just a clue, it was a declaration. Ava, with all the curiosity of a born storyteller, didn't run from fear. She wanted to face it. But what did she see? And why did she feel compelled to know? 8 minutes later, at 11:55 p.m., the cabin's Ring doorbell camera captured Ava stepping outside. In the grainy footage, she's wearing an oversized hoodie and cargo pants, her Polaroid camera dangling around her neck. She pauses on the porch, head tilted, as if listening to a distant sound. Then she turns toward the lake, walking with a strange determination. But what made this footage the centerpiece of millions of X posts wasn't Ava. It was what appeared at the frame's edge. A tall, thin figure, its contours distorted, as if it didn't fully belong to this world, flashed by in less than a second. When X users used AI tools to enhance it, some swore they saw glowing eyes in the darkness. But was it real, or just a product of collective imagination? Just 8 minutes after that moment, at 12:03 a.m., Ava's Apple Watch recorded a heart rate spike to 180 beats per minute. A level doctors say indicates panic or extreme physical exertion. Then the device shut off completely. The watch, found days later tangled in lake weeds, was one of the first clues that convinced police Ava was in danger. But the question is, what made her heart race like that? Was she fleeing something or chasing it? When Ava's friends Ethan, Zara, and Liam arrived at the cabin the morning of June 16th, they weren't prepared for what they found. Ethan, with disheveled hair and red-rimmed eyes from worry, was the first to notice something wrong. Ava's pastel backpack, her constant companion, lay open on the porch. Inside was her Polaroid camera, holding one last photo, a blurry streak of the lake at dusk. No figures, no clear details, but enough to make viewers uneasy. Ava's Tesla Model Y was still parked out front, battery at 12%, with a half-drunk oat milk latte in the cup holder. Everything suggested Ava hadn't planned to leave, so why was she gone? Zara, with the instincts of a true crime podcast enthusiast, immediately searched the cabin. She found Ava's laptop with its haunting journal entry and noticed a faint, sweet smell lingering near the back door. Upon closer inspection, she discovered deep scratches on the wooden door, too deep for an animal, too precise for chance. Liam, ever the skeptic, tried to lighten the mood, suggesting Ava might be staging another haunted TikTok video. But even he couldn't explain the ASMR mic they found in a folder on Ava's computer labeled Wraith Vibes. The Wraith Vibes folder contained several audio files, and the last one, recorded hours before Ava vanished, made the group's blood run cold. In it, Ava's voice whispers almost fearfully, "It's watching me. It knows my name." In the background, a low hum like a distorted whale song ebbs and flows. When Ethan, with his tech skills, analyzed the file with AI, he found the hum contained frequencies not found in nature. It wasn't wind water or anything science could explain. The audio file quickly spread on X, remixed by users into lo-fi horror tracks. But for Ethan, it was proof Ava had faced something beyond imagination. These clues, the Polaroid photo, the journal entry, the ring footage, the Apple Watch, the hum and the scratches, form an unsolvable puzzle. The police, led by Sheriff Dana Brooks, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, launched an immediate investigation. They mobilized volunteers, used drones with thermal cameras to scan the lake and forest, but found nothing beyond the watch. They analyzed soil near the shore, searched for footprints, but everything led nowhere. The strangest detail was the sweet smell Zara noticed, like decay, but fleeting. Drones couldn't pinpoint a source, and soil samples showed no signs of decomposition. So what happened to Ava? Let's revisit the theories. If this was an abduction, the shadow in the ring footage is the strongest clue. It's tall, thin, moving with eerie precision. But why no signs of a struggle? No blood, no shoe marks, nothing but the watch and backpack. If Ava ran away, as Liam suggested her journals, I'm not scared. But I need to know shows she wasn't planning to flee. She was investigating, not escaping. An accident like drowning is possible, the lake is deep, and the heart rate spike could indicate a struggle. But if so, why no body? And what about the scratches? The willow wraith theory sounds crazy, but the hum and the town's history of vanishings make it hard to dismiss. And then there's the idea of a modern cult inspired by the 1970s group targeting Ava for her online fame. But how and who? Honestly, as a mystery investigator, I've seen cases that keep me up at night, but this one's different. That hum in Ava's audio, I've listened to it over and over, and each time it feels like it's trying to tell me something. I can't shake the thought that Ava, with her boundless curiosity, stumbled into a trap. Maybe a person using the Willow Wraith legend to mask a crime. Maybe something bigger tied to technology. Those unnatural frequencies make me wonder if AI or some device was used to manipulate her. But what breaks my heart is picturing Ava alone by the lake, facing something she called not human. She was brave, but maybe this time her bravery took her too far. These clues strange and terrifying, as they are sparked a firestorm in Willow Creek. As news of Ava's disappearance spread, this small town became the epicenter of the nation, with millions on X following every detail. But that attention, along with the desperate efforts of Ava's friends and family, only made this mystery more complex. Let's explore what happened next, as the world descended on Willow Creek, bringing hope, fear, and conspiracies that make us all question the truth. The strange clues Ava Martinez left behind the blurry Polaroid photo, the haunting journal entry, the shadowy figure in the ring footage, and the unexplainable hum turned the night of June 15th, 2025 into an unforgettable mystery in Willow Creek, Ohio. But as dawn broke over the lakeside cabin, the story didn't end with those lonely traces. It exploded into a storm, sweeping the town, Ava's friends, and millions worldwide into a search filled with hope, fear, and chaos. Police volunteers and ex-users flooded Willow Creek, but every step only deepened the mystery. Let's dive into what happened when the world tried to find Avi, and how that attention both lit a spark and obscured the truth. On the morning of June 16th, as Ethan Chenzara Khan and Liam O'Connor stood before the cabin, their hearts seemed to stop. Ethan, hands trembling, called the police, his voice breaking as he described Ava's pastel backpack and the journal entry on her laptop. Zara, with her ever-present notebook, began listing every anomaly. The faint, sweet smell near the back door, the deep scratches on the wood, and the ring footage she'd watched on repeat. Liam, still trying to play the skeptic, couldn't deny the unease he felt staring at Ava's final Polaroid, the lake seeming to hide a terrible secret. Sheriff Dana Brooks, a woman in her 50s with a steely gaze and no-nonsense demeanor, arrived within 30 minutes. She surveyed the cabin, the lake, and the surrounding forest, then said something the group would never forget. "We need to move fast, but this lake, it never gives back what it takes." The search began immediately. Dana Brooks mobilized a team of volunteers, hundreds of locals from mechanics to Starbucks baristas, pouring into the forest and lakefront. Drones with thermal cameras buzzed over the water, their hum like an ominous warning. Divers scoured the lakebed where thick weeds and limited visibility made it treacherous. Within days, they found Ava's Apple Watch tangled in underwater grass, its final data showing a heart rate spike to 180 BPM at 12:03 a.m. But beyond the watch, the lake stayed silent. No body, no clothing, no sign Ava had been there. Police analyzed soil near the shore, searching for footprints or signs of a struggle, but found nothing. Even the sweet smell Zara noticed like decay, but elusive led nowhere. Drones detected no source and soil samples showed no decomposition. While the police grappled with dead ends, Ava's friends didn't stand still. Ethan, with his tech prowess, hacked into Ava's cloud account, hoping for more clues. He found the Wraith Vibes folder with the audio file of Ava whispering, "It's watching me. It knows my name." The hum in the background, like a warped whale song, kept Ethan awake at night. He uploaded it to a Discord server where it spread, catching the attention of amateur audio analysts on X. Some called it the Willow Wraith's call, while others thought it might be a signal from advanced tech. Ethan didn't care about theories, he just wanted Ava back, and every time he played the audio, he felt she was trying to tell him something. Zara, driven by her true crime obsession, began digging into Willow Creek's dark past. She found old articles in the town library about 5 teen disappearances over 50 years, all in summer, all near the lake. She also uncovered details of a 1970s cult, the Keepers of the Lake, who believed a spirit in the water could grant power. The cult dissolved after a mysterious fire, but Zara couldn't stop wondering, could someone be reviving this horrific tradition? She posted her findings on X with the hashtag #FindAvaMartinez, and the post racked up thousands of shares, sparking a wave of Willow Wraith fan art and Snapchat AR filters that let users summon the entity. Liam, though, still skeptical, began to waver. He argued Ava, with her storytelling flair, might have staged it all as a grand TikTok stunt. She'd faked a haunted series before, and Liam thought this could be bigger. But when he saw the scratches on the door deep enough to expose the wood's inner layers and heard the hum, he wondered if he was denying the truth. Liam's doubts caused tension in the group. Ethan, already on edge, snapped when Liam called the disappearance a prank. Zara, while agreeing Ava loved drama, pointed out her journals showed real fear, not performance. As the friends wrestled with emotions and clues, Willow Creek became a national focal point. The #FindAvaMartinez hashtag exploded on X with over 2 million posts in the first week. Users shared the ring footage, zooming in on the strange shadow, debating if it was human-animal or something else. True crime YouTubers posted analysis videos theorizing everything from abduction by a fanatic to an AI military experiment at nearby Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. A TikToker claiming to be a psychic with 1.2 million followers held a livestream seance saying Ava's spirit was trapped in the lake's code. The seance drew thousands, but yielded no clues, only more chaos. Mainstream media jumped in. CNN aired an interview with Ava's parents, who appeared haggard, clutching her final Polaroid. Ava's mom, voice breaking, said she was chasing something. "I just don't know what." That quote became a haunting refrain, shared across platforms. Netflix announced a docu-series, The Willow Creek Vanishing, set to air the following year. Local businesses cashed in, selling Willow Wraith t-shirts, Stanley tumblers, and AI-generated horror novels on Amazon Kindle. A crypto bro launched an NFT collection, Wraith Watchers, promising 10% to the search fund, but pocketing most of the profits. This attention, while bringing resources, turned Willow Creek into a circus. True crime tourists flooded in, littering the forest with Monster Energy cans and cotton candy vape clouds. They snapped selfies by the cabin, disrupting police and volunteers. Some snuck into the woods at night, filming TikToks, hoping to catch the Willow Wraith, but returned with a nameless fear. Locals, used to quiet, began locking doors tighter and avoiding the lake. An elderly woman near the lake told Zara, "This lake doesn't like being disturbed. It always takes something." Sheriff Brooks, despite her experience, felt helpless. She sent DNA from the Apple Watch to a lab, but it yielded nothing useful. The ring footage, analyzed by FBI experts, was too blurry to identify the shadow. The door scratches were compared to animal claws, but matched no known species. The FBI's behavioral unit profiled the case as a possible abduction, but with no ransom or clear suspect, they were stumped. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Brooks told a reporter, "I've worked here 20 years, and I've never seen this town so afraid." As for theories, the search and chaos only complicated them. Abduction remained strong with the ring shadow and Ava's heart rate as evidence. But if a kidnapper, why leave the backpack and watch the runaway theory weakened as friends and police reviewed her journal? She was seeking something, not fleeing. An accident like drowning was still possible, but the lack of a body and the scratches made it less convincing. The Willow Wraith theory, fueled by the hum and past vanishings, was dismissed by Brooks as internet superstition. Finally, the modern cult theory inspired by Zara's research on the 1970s group gained traction, but no evidence of such a group existed. The question lingered: who targeted Ava and why? As a mystery investigator, I can't help but feel this chaos, hashtags, TikTok videos, and endless conspiracies obscured the truth. I believe Ava, with her online fame, became a target, perhaps, because she stumbled onto a Willow Creek secret. The unnatural hum makes me wonder if technology, AI signals, or something more advanced was used to manipulate her. But what breaks my heart is thinking of Ava's parents standing before CNN cameras, clutching that Polaroid like it's their last tie to their daughter. The world's attention may have aided the search, but it turned their pain into a TV show. As July faded and the search slowed, hope dimmed. Ethan, Zara, and Liam drifted apart, each grappling with grief in their own way. But just when all seemed lost, a new clue emerged in August, a small item found near the lake holding Ava's final words. This clue didn't just revive the investigation. It forced us to face bolder theories and a bigger question: do we really want to know the truth? As July passed and the search for Ava Martinez in Willow Creek began to wane, hope faded like the dim moonlight on the lake. Volunteers gave up, drones were packed away, and the Findava Martinez sank beneath the flood of new trends on X. But just when the town thought this mystery would remain an unhealed scar, a new clue surfaced in August, a tiny item half buried in mud near the lake containing Ava's final words. This clue didn't just reignite the investigation. It plunged us into bolder, deeper, and more terrifying theories. Let's explore that pink AirPods case, what it revealed, and how it made us wonder if the truth is something we truly want to face. On a late August morning, a hiker wandering near the lake to snap Instagram photos spotted something glinting in the sunlight. It was Ava's pink AirPods case, half buried in mud, less than 2 meters from the water. Recognizing it from their Findava Martinez posts, they turned it over to the police. When Sheriff Dana Brooks opened the case, she found a tiny SD card inside something no one expected. The card held a video short, just seconds long, but enough to send the world reeling. In it, Ava appears, her face pale. Under a flashlight's glow, hair matted to her forehead, eyes wide with an emotion hard to name: fear, curiosity, or both. She whispers to the camera, voice trembling but resolute, "I followed it. It's not what you think." Then the video cuts off abruptly, leaving only static and a low hum identical to the one in the Wraith Vibes audio Ethan found earlier. This video, though brief, was a bombshell. Leaked to X by a police insider, it went viral within hours, racking up millions of views and thousands of comments. Users used AI tools to sharpen it, searching for clues in the background, but found only darkness and indistinct blurs. Some swore the hum contained the word Ava repeated in low frequencies, but audio analysts couldn't confirm. For the police, the video was a new piece of the puzzle, but also another riddle. Ava was talking about it, but what was it? What did she follow into the dark, and why? And why did the video stop just as she seemed about to reveal something crucial? This clue didn't just revive the investigation, it deepened the theories surrounding Ava's disappearance. Let's revisit the possibilities, because this video changed how we see everything. The abduction theory gained a new layer. If someone lured Ava to the lake, the video shows she wasn't forced, she followed something willingly. Perhaps a psychological manipulator exploiting her curiosity, or even someone she knew who gained her trust. But then why say, "It's not what you think"? The runaway theory all but collapsed Ava's words, and the fear in her eyes weren't those of someone staging a prank. An accident like drowning also weakened, as the video shows her on land conscious, trying to convey a message. But the remaining two theories, supernatural and conspiracy, began to dominate, especially for American audiences who love tales of specters and dark secrets. The Willow Wraith theory gained strength from the video, and the hum which matched the earlier audio. Willow Creek's history, 5 vanishings in 50 years, all in summer, all near the lake, lent weight to the idea that something otherworldly targeted Ava. Her journals, "It wasn't human," and her whisper, "It knows my name," make this theory hard to dismiss. But even believers face a question. If this was an entity, why leave the SD card as if wanting someone to find it? The conspiracy theory, particularly about a modern cult, became more compelling than ever. Zara, with her research on the 1970s Keepers of the Lake, began to believe a new group might be active, using the Willow Wraith legend as a cover. Ava's video saying, "It's not what you think," could mean she uncovered a truth behind the myth, a human truth, not a ghostly one. Perhaps she was lured into a ritual or targeted for her online fame, making her a perfect symbol for a cult seeking attention. But if so, why no evidence of such a group? No extra footprints, no signs of others near the lake, nothing beyond Ava's clues. The video also sparked a new theory. One eye, as a mystery investigator, can't stop thinking about technology. The hum's unnatural frequencies, the distorted shadow in the footage, and Ava's online prominence make me wonder if she was a victim of something more advanced, a psychological manipulation device, or even an AI experiment tied to nearby Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, rumored for secret projects. In 2025, AI isn't just for editing photos or analyzing data. It can create sounds, images, even manipulate perceptions. Could Ava's "It's not what you think" be a warning about a truth she discovered too late? But the video wasn't just a clue, it was a knife to the hearts of those who loved Ava. Ethan, her best friend, nearly broke down watching it. He sat for hours in his room, replaying it, searching for a detail the police missed. Ava's trembling voice, her eyes both scared and determined, haunted him as a reminder he wasn't there to protect her. Zara, with her new podcast, The Wraith That Took Her, used the video as the centerpiece of her first episode, but admitted to a friend she felt guilty turning Ava's pain into content. She still keeps her notebook pages filled with notes on the cult and past vanishings, but isn't sure if she's seeking truth or fleeing guilt. Liam, who moved to Chicago to escape the memories, began wondering if his skepticism made him miss signs Ava needed help. And Ava's parents, who lost the light of their lives, watched the video with a fragile hope that their daughter was still out there, waiting to be found. Willow Creek, once a quaint town, now bears a permanent scar. Locals, though no longer searching, avoid the lake more than ever. Stories of the Willow Wraith are no longer jokes. They're a real fear, prompting parents to forbid kids from going out after dusk. The town still draws true crime fans and ghost hunters who snap photos by Ava's cabin and film TikToks with Willow Wraith filters, but locals don't welcome them. A new TikTok challenge daring teens to camp in the woods emerged, but no one takes it. Even vendors who once profited from Willow Wraith t-shirts and tumblers now feel uneasy mentioning Ava's name. For the investigation, the video didn't bring the breakthrough police hoped for. Dana Brooks sent the SD card to an FBI lab, but no useful fingerprints or DNA were found. AI analysis of the video showed only static and darkness, no new details. But for the public, the video was a reminder that Ava wasn't just a hashtag or an upcoming Netflix doc. She was an 18-year-old girl with dreams and fears who faced something we still don't understand. It revived the question I can't stop asking. What did Ava follow? And why did she feel the need to record that moment? As a mystery investigator, I've spent hours on this video, and I can't shake the feeling Ava was so close to the truth. Her words, "It's not what you think," are both a clue and a warning. I believe Ava, with her courage and curiosity, stumbled onto a secret Willow Creek or something bigger didn't want exposed. Maybe a cult hiding in the shadows, using the legend to mask crimes. Maybe technology with a hum and shadow as products of an experiment gone awry. Or, though I hesitate to say it, maybe something science can't explain. But what breaks my heart is thinking that Ava, in her final moments, tried to leave a message for us. We still don't understand it. That video, along with the earlier clues, is all we have. As the summer of 2025 ended, Willow Creek fell silent, but Ava Martinez's mystery lingers. To truly grasp this story, we need to look at what it left behind, the unanswered questions, the pain of those left behind, and a town forever changed. Let's wrap this up and face the reality that some mysteries may never be solved. The final video of Ava Martinez with her trembling whisper, "I followed it." It's not what you think left an indelible mark on the mystery of Willow Creek. As the summer of 2025 drew to a close, this small Ohio town fell into a heavy silence. But Ava's story didn't end. It lives on in the unanswered questions, the pain of those left behind, and a world obsessed with mystery over truth. To truly understand this story, we need to look at what it left behind, the clues that lead nowhere, the theories that chill us, and a town forever altered by its own shadow. Let's wrap up this journey, face the voids, and reflect on the legacy Ava Martinez left, not just for Willow Creek, but for all of us. Ava's disappearance beginning the night of June 15th, 2025, is a puzzle with no solution. The clues she left: the pastel backpack with its blurry Polaroid, the journal entry. "I saw something by the lake." It wasn't human. The ring footage with a distorted shadow. The strange hum in the audio, the Apple Watch logging a panicked heart rate, and finally the SD card video with her cut-off words are pieces that never fit. Sheriff Dana Brooks, despite months scouring the forest, diving the lake, and analyzing every detail, couldn't find answers. The FBI, with behavioral experts and cutting-edge tech, was stumped by the shadow and unnatural hum. Each clue seemed to open a door only to lead to another dead end, a door to theories that make us both curious and afraid. What happened to Ava? We've explored every possibility. An abduction with the ring shadow and Ava's spiking heart rate is the most logical on the surface. But no ransom, no signs of a struggle. And her videos, "I followed it," suggest she wasn't forced. Could a psychological manipulator exploiting her curiosity have lured her into the dark, or the runaway theory? As Liam suggested, that Ava staged it for a grand TikTok story, but her journal's anxious words and the fear in her video eyes point to a darker truth. An accident like drowning could explain no body. But what about the deep door scratches and unnatural hum, the Willow Wraith theory? Though it sounds like folklore, is bolstered by 5 vanishings in 50 years, all near the lake, and Ava's whisper that it knows my name. Then there's the modern cult theory, inspired by the 1970s keepers of the lake, targeting Ava for her influencer fame. But if so, why no evidence of such a group beyond old stories and the internet's imagination? Finally, the theory I can't stop thinking about, one that reflects our era's fears, is technology. The hum's unnatural frequencies, the distorted shadow, and Ava's online prominence make me wonder if she was a victim of something more advanced, like a psychological manipulation device or an AI experiment linked to nearby Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, notorious for secret projects. In 2025, technology doesn't just connect us, it can prey on us. Ava's "It's not what you think" could be a warning about a truth she uncovered too late. But whatever the theory, the biggest question lingers. Where is Ava? And why does Willow Creek's lake seem to swallow every trace of her? The pain of this case isn't just in the clues, it's in the hearts of those who loved Ava. Her parents, who appeared on CNN with hollow faces, live in an endless nightmare. Her mom, clutching the final Polaroid, said she was chasing something. I just don't know what. That wasn't just a quote, it was a plea, a fragile hope their daughter is still out there. They maintain a search fund, hold prayer vigils, and hang posters of Ava's smiling face across town. But each passing day dims the light in their eyes, as if they know the lake took their most precious thing. Ava's friends never recovered. Ethan Chen, once a vibrant tech prodigy, now buries himself in soulless code trying to fill the void Ava left. He keeps the Wraith Vibes audio on his computer, playing it on sleepless nights as if it could tell him where she is. Zara Khan, with her podcast, The Wraith That Took Her, gained thousands of listeners, but admitted in an episode she feels like she's betraying Ava, turning pain into content. She still keeps her notebook pages filled with notes on the cult and past vanishings, but isn't sure if she's seeking truth or escaping guilt. Liam O'Connor, the skeptic, now lives in Chicago, trying to forget Willow Creek with mango vape puffs. But he can't erase the image of those door scratches, wondering if he missed a sign Ava needed help. Willow Creek, once a cozy town with tree-lined streets and bustling cafes, now wears a veil of gloom. The lake, with its murky water and faint sweet smell, is a cursed place in locals' eyes. Parents forbid kids from going near, and fishermen choose distant spots. The town still draws true crime tourists, snapping photos by Ava's cabin and filming TikToks with Willow Wraith filters, but locals resent them. A new TikTok challenge daring teens to camp in the woods emerged, but no one tries it. Even vendors who once profited from Willow Wraith merch now hesitate to say Ava's name. The case's impact stretches beyond the town. It sparked a national debate about the safety of young influencers, especially those like Ava, living in social media spotlight. X and TikTok posts questioned if her online fame made her a target, and whether technology from Ring cameras to AI analysis helps find truth or just muddies it. Activists called for laws to protect young creators, while others warned of true crime tourism turning a family's pain into entertainment. The case also revived fears of cursed places, with Willow Wraith becoming a Gen Z urban legend reimagined in fan art, lo-fi music, and Kindle horror novels. As a mystery investigator, I've spent months diving into this case, and I can't stop thinking about its bigger meaning. I believe Ava, with her courage and curiosity, stumbled onto a secret Willow Creek, or something larger wanted buried. I lean toward technology playing a role, not just because of the unnatural hum, but how this case exploded online. In a world where every moment is recorded, from Ring cameras to X posts, Ava's traceless disappearance feels like a challenge. Maybe she uncovered something occult, an experiment, or an entity, and her final video was an attempt to warn us. But what haunts me most is thinking Ava, wherever she is, tried to tell us something and we haven't listened closely enough. Ava Martinez's story has no happy ending. No body, no suspect, no answers. But it leaves a legacy, a reminder that mysteries aren't just unsolved questions, but the people behind them. Ava, with her dream of making documentaries and a smile that lit up the world, deserves to be remembered not as a hashtag, but as a girl who dared face the dark. And Willow Creek, with its silent lake and whispering forest, will forever be a place where truth stays out of reach. I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to Ava A., kidnapper lurking in the shadows, a cult reborn from the past, or something we can't comprehend? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to dive deeper into mysteries like this, follow for more stories. Maybe the truth about Ava is still out there waiting for someone brave enough to find it.